Well, I have the honor and privilege of bringing a short devotional to you during this Holy Week. This devotional centered around the life of Peter, specifically his actions during Holy Week and his interactions with Jesus during his last few hours leading up to the cross and ultimately the empty tomb on Easter Sunday. And so as we get ready to celebrate that, we're just talking about different scenes and different happenings that led up to that empty tomb and our celebration of our faith as Jesus defeated sin and rose from the grave. And Peter is one of the most relatable people in the whole Bible to me, and I think for a lot of you. But if you remember in Matthew 26, Jesus is seated around the table with his disciples, and he is sharing a meal with them, probably the last time they're all going to be together. And Jesus predicts that they're all going to eventually fall away from him as chaos ensues. As Jesus is arrested, as he's led to the cross, and as he dies, the disciples are all going to fall away. And Peter comes up and he tells Jesus, even if all the other guys disown you, I won't. I will never fall away. And Peter says, and Jesus tells Peter, even before the morning happens, even before the rooster crows, you're going to deny me 3 separate times. And Peter says, even if I have to die with you, I will not disown you. And we sort of know the rest of the story. Over the next few hours, Jesus is arrested and he is beaten and spat upon and he's put on a mock trial. And Peter has the opportunity to be involved with Jesus and to be counted among those who follow him, but he does deny his faith in Christ 3 separate times. So we have this hot moment of passionate worship for Jesus, where Peter is so 100% bought into his faith. And then he gets a little bit further away as hours progress from that. He holds Jesus at arm's length. He's able to see what Jesus is going through at a distance, but he doesn't get actively involved in Jesus' life at that moment. In fact, he denies him and he pulls himself away from that. How many of us are tempted to do the same thing that Peter does in these moments where one moment we're worshiping Jesus passionately, we are all in on Jesus, and we are 100% faithful to him, ready to die for him in these moments. And then as our week goes on, or as life happens, we start to keep Jesus at arm's length and push him away, a little further away, a little further away. And when it's convenient, yes, we are very much faithful to him. But when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable, we begin to deny him. We begin to worship other things. We begin to think of ourselves over and above Jesus. And so I want us during this Holy Week to take a moment to lean into our faith, to really think about where we stand with Jesus, and to make sure that we are not holding him at arm's length, that we are actively standing beside him and following him closely, even to the cross.